Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Leon. I'm from the HexLab. I don't have a full hotspot yet. The only hotspot I've been able to get hold of is the Dragino that I'm going to be talking about today. My knowledge is growing. I'm not a guru of Helium information yet, like some other people definitely on the Helium Discord server. People like BFGNeil, Devon, or Devo as he calls himself, Fizzy, they all were instrumental in me getting the Dragino and putting information together, including the Discord server, that thing, there where you get the information from. Seriously, constructive feedback is encouraged. I actually live by that. I believe we should listen to people around us. So be nice, but please feel welcome to give your comments and support and guidance. Before I start, let me give a shout out to this person. I think it's Akash from CETech. His video is what got me through and setting up my first one. Thank you, dude. You were a great help. So, what we're going to be doing is the steps, and hopefully it's step by step enough that can help you to get this done. From switching on the gateway, uploading the firmware, setting the setup, which pretty much now is guided by a great document from Helium on the Helium Docs. So as far as possible, step by step in getting this up and running. Okay, so the first document that we're going to be looking at is this one, and I'll put links hopefully in order as you would need them stepping through this. And I strongly encourage you to carefully read through this. The Dragino hotspot is considered a data packet only. It does not, at least for now, do any proof of coverage earning of HNT. It will, however, after milestone 2, and I'll point those out to you in a bit, be able to earn HNT for data that it transfers. Support in the Gateway Development Channel is always available. Okay, so first thing is get your gateway, and once you have it connected to the network and you have got it up and running, find the IP address on your Wi-Fi router on the client's list, what it is, and then connect to it. This was mine here, 196.168.0.240, and then you will get into this console. When you log on, the default logon is root and Dragino. From here, let me skip over to the part of the document where it's talking about that. So also, before we get there, you will need a SSH client. I'm using PuTTY that allows me to get into the, let's call it the console of the hotspot. And there's another program that you'll need called WinSCP, I believe it is. Yeah, WinSCP. And both these are very easy to download from the internet. PuTTY, P-U-T-T-Y, and WinSCP. Right. So once you've got this up and running, the first part would be to upgrade the hotspot or the gateway's firmware. Tell you where to go from here. You go to firmware and then release. And you'll find the latest one. Obviously, this is the one that is released right now, which was July 27th. By the time you watch this, this might have changed. So you download it to a known folder on your computer, and then from the management screen, go to System and Firmware Upgrade. You choose the file, upload it, and proceed with the the upgrade. If you haven't done any settings, don't worry about clicking the preserve settings. If you have, obviously, and want to preserve your settings, then do that. Right, now is time to get to the Helium Gateway-RS and to get that installed on the gateway. First thing you'll do under the LoRa tab is you will select the frequency of where you are. For most, this should just be a selection, and save and apply. If for some reason you have a frequency set that's not reflected here, you can follow this link in the guide, and it will take you to a page that has a bunch of these global_conf.json files with the various different frequencies. And I believe if you then copy that into the global.conf file, or this one here, then you will have that frequency set. And when you select this drop down and you go right to the bottom, customize bands, then you will see this screen where you can set up the frequencies accordingly. I have not done that, so I'm not going to claim that what to do there. That part you will just have to read through or get onto the Discord and ask for help there. Okay, so next step in the management is under the LoRaWAN tab. You will change this to custom private LoRaWAN, the bottom one. Add or put in the server address 127.0.0.1, uplink port 1680, downlink port 1680. Okay, that should have you set. Remember to click save and apply. All right, all described here nicely. From the releases page, this part here, and I believe this is it, yeah? No, that was the... All right. So if you follow that link, the releases, it takes you to this page. This might have changed by the time you look at it. Currently it's Alpha 13 and it's a Dragino gateway. So this is the one that I would work with. If you have a different gateway, you would use one of these other ones, although this guide really is centered around the Dragino. So for the first part, you need to copy the text of this link. So I just highlighted and press Control C. Then I opened a notepad, or for you, if it's something else, just any text editor. I'm just going to copy it into the second line, because what I want to do is you want to take this first part, and I do suggest you copy it from here to make sure you don't make any mistakes. Paste it in there, and then space, and add that copied part from the text that we just copied. Adding a space there. The next part then is to copy the actual link. So there we right click and we say copy link address, because that's the last part of the command. Back to the notepad, and you paste the link, the URL in there. Once you've got all that, you have the full command, and you can copy the whole thing and add it to the console. Now, trick here, if you're not sure how to do that, if you right click inside there, it pastes the command that you've, or the information that you've just copied with Control C. Hit enter and it downloads straight. Oops. Yeah, okay. It downloads. Now, one thing, when you do go into the console, it will not be in this temp directory. So you have to type in cd/tmp. Make sure it's in the temp folder, that part there. So on the prompt, it must show /tmp, and then paste in that command. By the way, if you need to rerun a command, you use the up arrow. It has a memory or a buffer of those commands, and you can then download the file. using the ls, which is list, the list command. I used to like it with using it with the -l. That's the file that we've just downloaded now. I will encourage you that if you get stuck or something doesn't look the same, take a step back, think it through, redo it. Persistence will give results, and you will be successful. All right, back to the guide. So we have the file installed now, and this step I'm not going to do. I'll show you how you copy it in though, but because obviously I have it already installed. Okay, so the next part is to copy that part of the installing of the gateway back to the notepad, and then you copy that text part that I spoke about earlier on, and in this case no spaces because it's part of the command, and there you have the full command. So if you copy that to the console, right click, and now you're ready to install. When you run this command, it will take a little bit of time. If I remember correctly, there's even a point where it says not able to do something or some type of error or challenge. Don't worry about that. Just leave it until it returns to the prompt like that, and then you're done. It is installed. Very important to do this part. Backup of the keypair.bin that they call it. Now, this is where WinSCP comes in. Really handy. Once you have that installed, you connect to it the same way you did with PuTTY to the gateway, and you then want to go to this folder, etc Helium Gateway. Quick way with that, you just copy what you need, click on this bar here, brings up a little open folder directory window, paste that in, enter, and it'll take you straight to that. This is the file they're talking about backing up. Notice that it says gateway_key.bin. I'm not sure if this is an error or if this is just a reference to what the Keypair file is. To be safe, I actually backed up all of them. Now, if you don't make a backup of this, it's really not that important if you haven't onboarded your gateway to the blockchain yet, because if you reinstall it and you get a new 3-word name, that's okay. But once you have onboarded it, you really want to be able to get back to the same 3-word name, and having a backup of that file will allow you to do that. We're actually done with the actual install. To double check that it's all up and running, or at least one check, is if you in the console again type in that command or copy in that command, and it will give you the 3-word name as well as the address of that hotspot. You will need this address for the next step, which will be in a follow-up video on how to create your CLI command line interface wallet and get HNT into that wallet so that you can onboard and pay the fee to onboard the hotspot. All right, let me just double check. Okay, so we've gone through the setup, hopefully step by step, and hopefully this is helpful to you. I must give kudos to the Helium team. The document that we just went through, it is new, this one, and it is way more supportive, definitely for newbies, and yeah, it just is a great help. And there is another one, I think it's this one. So this is also an interesting additional information to read about. It also has the milestones. So currently we're at we've just passed milestone 1.5. They've completed that, and they're busy with milestone 2. Milestone 2 is where you'll be able to earn HNT for data transfer. And I also believe this is important, that at this point you will be able to have the data from the data-only hotspot available on the mainnet. Currently, take note of this, currently the data is only sent to the staging console. And I must admit here that The data on staging is sporadic. I do understand this. It's a test bed for the Helium engineers, so they don't spend all their time making sure that that's up and running. It is a bit frustrating from someone's perspective when you're expecting data and it does not happen. I will, though, however, give you a trick to, let's call, jumpstart your gateway. So if you're expecting data and you want to see it on the console, on the staging console, what I suggest you do is you run this command. It's /etc/init.d/helium_gateway space restart. And when you do that, it somehow, I don't know, jump starts the process or restarts as it says, and you will then see data flow in the console. So just a little heads up there on what to expect. Alright, I think I've gone through all my points. And that's it, people. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was useful and helpful. And see you next time. Bye-bye.